Hi, welcome to Lewis Bailey Health and Fitness, and this week's 3 simple steps is talking all about coaching and how you can help yourself overcome any kind of barriers on your health and fitness journey. So the big thing that tends to happen with people in terms of trying to achieve the goals from a weight loss point of view, or basically changing any kind of form of aesthetics or even looking to improve your performance, is that you always encounter problems along the way. Typically you know what you need to do, you have the resources to be able to do it, but you don't actually quite know how to overcome certain issues and problems. So, in essence, what I'm now going to teach you now today is to helpfully kind of show you how you can overcome any barrier or any hurdle once you really kind of think in depth about it. If you don't have a professional coach, or if you don't have a really well qualified personal trainer that can kind of coach you through these issues, then you're going to have to do it yourself. So, if we were to start off with a typical example of what a lot of our clients would say to us in terms of trying to get things done with regards to their diet or regards to exercise, is that, let's just use the example of you don't have enough time. That one pops up day in, day out with regards to what we do. And a lot of people would then say to themselves, well, I don't have time to be able to prep the food, or I don't have time to be able to fit in this amount of exercise. When we really kind of analyse a person's lifestyle then, and we look at it ourselves, is we soon see to come that the person really is kind of really unorganised in their day-to-day living. They spend time watching the telly, they spend time chit-chatting, they spend time on social media, they fill a lot of their time with unnecessary stuff. So it's about looking at your life and analysing it in this example, and then actually realising and understanding that it isn't physically time that is the issue, is the fact that really I'm not very productive with all of my time that I've got. Or it could be even the fact that they're getting up late in the morning and they're not willing to get up early. It's that they might say, oh well, I can't get up early because I feel too tired. Then why don't you just go to bed a little bit kind of earlier then? And that's the issue that we see day in, day out. So in this situation there, in that example, with regards to somebody saying they don't have enough time, it's not really that. Is that a lot of the time it is that people just aren't organised enough with regards to their day-to-day living. So there's that example there of actually establishing what is the true problem or issue that you have. And in this case, it won't be time, it's more that the person's just unorganised. So if we then take that individual and we say, right, okay, well, let's now think about this in terms of being unorganised. How can you now overcome that? And it's now then going that you go into the next stage, which is stage 2. So then we look at kind of stage 2, and that is all about setting objectives. So you know that you are unorganised and you need to be organised, so how do you now become more organised? So how do we now fit in the workouts if we need to fit them in? How do we stop ourselves from doing the things that are just not worth it, okay? Yeah, just kind of really unproductive stuff. So analyse first of all the things that we're doing in our day-to-day, and then identify areas where we can definitely improve and make changes, and then set them out as objectives. So it could be that you're going to say, right, I'm going to start getting out of bed earlier, first thing in the morning. I'm going to kind of go to bed a bit earlier as well, so I'm not tired. I'm now going to stop watching the telly at night for 1, 2, 3 hours or whatever it is, and then start creating more time for myself. And then start maybe setting times where maybe that I'm going to have this time of day and this time of day, I'm always going to prepare me food. Maybe that I'm going to have this time of day first thing in the morning when I'm always going to do some exercise. Okay, so whatever it may be, is you need to set those objectives, okay, those clear objectives of what you need to physically do in order to be able to overcome your problem, which is being organised. So, or unorganised, sorry. So if we now think about the next stage, then once we've set out those objectives then we then go to stage 3. And that in essence really is putting a plan together and then taking action on it. So in terms of putting your plan together then, is you're going to then look at obviously the things that you can then do in terms of your objectives and your jobs, but really start planning everything in, okay? Yeah, so start planning in time frames when all these different things are going to happen across your day, when you're going to do it. And then once you've set that out and laid it into a plan, it's then time for you to then take the action. So make yourself accountable and give yourself deadlines and say, okay, from tomorrow or by Monday, I'm going to have planned all of this out, okay, all the things I need to have planned out, which are all of my objectives, that you're going to help me then obviously achieve my goal of overcoming the problem that I've got, which in this case is being unorganised, and then obviously having more time to be able to create for yourself that you can work out more, or you can prep your food more ready for obviously your day, and then making sure that you can achieve the things that you want to do from your body. So kind of wrapping all of that up then in terms of splitting it up into 3 things. So first of all is that you've got to understand and identify what your problem is and what the issue is. Okay, so think clearly about the barrier that you actually have at the minute, which is stopping you from achieving. Okay, so you know kind of how to get from A to B, but you're still struggling with a particular problem. So analyse that problem, okay, and really look into it. Once you've done that and you've found that issue, you then go into step 2, which is then setting out the objectives that you then need to do. So you set out the list of things that you now need to do to be able to overcome your problem or your issue. Okay, and then once you've then clearly identified those objectives, then go to then stage number 3, which is then obviously looking at the way that you are then going to plan things out of the things that you need to do, and then take action on it, set deadlines, and then go and attack it and execute. Okay guys, so that is my advice to you there in terms of basically kind of coaching yourself out of problems. If you've got a professional coach, then great, well done. If you've got a personal trainer, then make sure that personal trainer can coach you. If not, then you need to be asking them some serious questions, because you're probably wasting your money and your time. So I would say to yourself is find either a good coach or a really good skill trainer that can help you coach and get through any of those barriers that you have. If you don't have either of those, then it's down to you to coach yourself. So analyse your problem, find out exactly what it is, set your objectives, make a plan and take action straight away. Okay guys, so that is my 3 simple steps for today. If you have any questions or queries, then you can email me on lewis@lewisbailey.co.uk. So I hope this helps you out, and I hope to see you again soon next week. Cheers.